The next piece of this puzzle is something Dr. David R. Hawkins said almost as a footnote, because he was doing consciousness calibrations of people and things and ideas and institutions. He calibrated anything he could get his hands on, or, maybe not get his hands on, but, anything that he can bring to mind. And when he talked about humans, and I'm going to extend it to other beings, non-human beings, he said that whatever he got as a consciousness calibration for a human was perhaps an average. I don't think it was a snapshot in time. He didn't say that. He said it was basically, on average. So, what it would mean, or what it would imply, is that during the day, or over the course of a month, I don't know how long, let's say within one day, a human can bounce around a hell of a lot on the scale of human consciousness. If they're at home, listening to spiritual music, burning incense with candles by themselves on their yoga mat, meditating, their consciousness could rise quite high. But when they end up at the bar, for whatever reason, what calibration are they going to be at? Well, if they start hitting the bottle of booze, pretty much guarantee you their consciousness is going to fall. What if they're at the bar and they're not drinking booze? Are they going to be affected by others, and is their consciousness going to change? I can't say. What other reasons might people's consciousness go up and down during the day? I've talked previously in lectures about psychic vampires and the pain body. If you're in a pain body field, is your consciousness going to fall, or is it just going to shine? Could be either case. And not necessarily the same case every day. Some days you might find you're very strong in yourself and your consciousness level, your vibration. Other days you might find, despite your best efforts, you just feel like you didn't do a very good job at dealing with things, and you just attribute it to it. My calibration, my consciousness calibration couldn't have been that good. Is it a judgment? Well, you can muscle test it, especially once you get out of the negative pain body field, and if you don't have any demonics around you. If you got demonics around you, are you still going to get good information? Well, for me, I got demonics around me sometimes, and I come up with an interesting video. Sometimes I look back at the video and I said, geez, I thought that was going to be a shitty video. I thought I was in the middle of a highly negative pain body attack, and lo and behold, I watched the video and I go, hey, that's not a bad video, and doesn't seem like there's much pain body there. So sometimes if you watch me and I come across as being, totally calm and peaceful and coming up with something interesting, I could be in the midst of a day where I'm feeling like I'm under an intense negative field. Other times, I might watch the video and say, yeah, I don't even like that video because I don't think I like the advice. But the thing is, I've got like 2,000 videos here, and to go back and try and watch all these videos, once the video has been uploaded, there's some of them that I come back to from time to time, but most of them I don't go back and watch them. I got to keep going my creative process. And as far as what this takeaway is about your collective consciousness on the planet, it means the collective consciousness on the planet is probably fluctuating during the day, which means certain times of the day you might find things are crazy. The other day I was doing a video out in the park, and there were sirens going like crazy, and there was ambulances going north and ambulances going south, crossing each other. It was like insanity. So something was going on there. I don't know what happened with the consciousness level in this town. Most likely there was a big drop and things were just going nutty. And is it true that in the evening, let's go with nighttime. Let's go like at between 2 and 6 a.m. Is the consciousness level of the planet better? Not necessarily. Because everyone knows At least if you haven't had nightmares, that some people have nightmares, which is something that you would be associated with a low vibrational field. Is it easier to meditate at nighttime than the daytime? I don't think so. I've done it different times of the day. And being mindful, is it easier? No, it doesn't seem to be. I can't say any particular time during the day is more calm, more high consciousness than another, given many, many years of being evacuated my bowels. In other words, there's someone who's aware of consciousness and sometimes doesn't feel like I'm too conscious. But every day is a new day, and there's no, even though some days I often say it often feels like Groundhog Day, the same thing, it's not the same thing. It's never the same thing twice, although quite often it resembles the same thing twice. And as far as what someone wants to, yep, it's the demon. The demon says it's time to move along. I am moving along down the path. Perhaps I've made enough points. In the end, all I can tell you is, if humans, I just got bopped by a bee or something. What does it mean? I don't know. I guess we'll end it here. Oh, one more thing. If you find that insects are bopping into you, like this one just bopped me on the wrist, flew right into me, what does it mean? Well, you could check to see what that particular insect symbology is. Just go on your search engine and type in the name of the insect if you can figure out what it was and what the symbology was. I think it was a bee that hit me, so I could look up bee symbology. But the immediate thing that came to my mind was I had a bunch of sisters of someone who I was sort of socially acquainted with, and who was on Facebook, and they put something down, that they're feeling really belittled. And then I just put down a very innocuous comment. I said, don't let the sons of bitches get you down. And then the sisters got on board and they started attacking me. Not only, well, they just attacked me. I could feel the energy. I'm very sensitive to energy, and strangely enough, when people have got a nasty energy, I can feel it, and they could be across town or they could be another continent away. I can feel energy, and it's because the idea that there's physical distance between you separates you. It separates your body, but doesn't necessarily separate your consciousness. Anyway, I called these ones the bees, and they were angry bees. And I could feel their anger, even though I wasn't in the same room as them. I don't know where they were, but even when I logged off my phone, I could still feel their horrible anger. Which again, I keep coming back time and again, we do not live in a physical world. There is an illusion here of physicality, and for all intents and purposes, for your body's purposes, it is a physical world. But for your mind, and even though I say for your body, it's all consciousness fields. And that is how demonics can get into your body. And I'm going to tell you, pretty much all of the pain that you attribute to sicknesses that have some kind of a toxic cause, like I'm seeing the chemtrails today, or somebody last night was saying not only the chemtrails, but all the shit in the chemtrails gets into the water, and there's all kinds of algae that's poisonous, and all the GMO food. It's really not too big a deal, believe it or not. The biggest reason people get sick is because of very low vibrational fields. And some of these demonics actually have the ability to send very low vibrational field to you and cause sickness to you, cause pain to you. They can send emotional states to you. They can send thought forms to you. In other words, you're totally defenseless against one of these nasty beings, and you'll be just surprised when you first experience it at how many bags of tricks they've got that they want to play on you. I got again, this one wants to speak. They want to explain that by coincidence, I'm a shaman by birth. No, it's not true. They think somehow that my name has got something to do with shaman. Well, is it true? Yes. Anyway, the point of the matter is I'm not going to tell you. All I will say is that there's something to do with my name, not the one you see, not an alter ego, something to do with my name that has got some relationship to the word shaman. And they also want to remind you that I often wear red shoes, and in some lore, as in mythology, witches wear red shoes. There's other things I'm not going to go into. But that's the end of the lecture. Just know, if you want to know more about consciousness calibrations and enlightenment, you can look up Dr. David R. Hawkins. His first book was Power versus Force. The most useful book, well, they're all useful. They're all useful. But if you have limited budget, I go with Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, because that's something that you can use on yourself. You have to learn muscle testing. Thank you for watching. I'm Harry Weaver, your narrator. Good God, I have no more ideas when to put in this one, but sometimes I stop and